Hello and welcome to another episode of Canadian Stacker. Today on the channel, it's been a while since I've been active and I would like to apologize for that. I believe it's been like 6.5 days since my last video post. I had some horrible news come up in my family, and we had a pair of passings, and I haven't been my usual self and I haven't been able to come on because I want to give you guys content without me being overly sad. I tried to film a couple times. I just didn't have the stomach for it. But I'm back now. I'm feeling a little bit better, and you know, I've you know, made peace with what's happened, and you know, I'm just trying to get on, moving on, you know, and get back into the, you know, the mentality of living. So, what has transpired since my last video? Well, a couple things. Well, three things I wanted to talk about today. And once again, we're in the beautiful park of the Ottawa River, which is a Canadian national park, a Quebec park, and a province of Ontario park straddling the Ottawa River. So once again, this is Canadian content for my Bill C-13 overlords. Those of you that don't know what that is, basically that is a thing that the Canadian government put out, making it mandatory for Canadian content to prove that it's Canadian content. It also throttles anybody who doesn't have Canadian content in my country, which is really upsetting, as most of my viewers are American, and you guys are amazing, and I really hope that you're still getting my my notifications. If not, check your notification button, make sure that you are clicked to notify, because yeah, YouTube's been throttling my channel and my cousin Bruce's channel, Numismatic Canada with Bruce, and a couple other Canadian content creators I happen to be friends with. But yeah, so back to what I wanted to talk about. So three things. What are those three things? Well, one of them's pretty big. The Bank of Canada raised interest rates by 0.5% to 0.25%, bringing us up to a solid 5. What do I see that meaning? Well, basically that means that the inflation cycle in Canada isn't over. Like I discussed last time, Canada tried to pause, like what the Federal Reserve is now doing. They did a pause, but Canada did a pause for, like, I think it was 2 months, and they realized that they made a mistake, and they started hiking last month, and then this month again with another hike. The hiking cycle in Canada is not over. The core inflation, CPI and all that is showing still big inflation. Like, I know they're showing 3.1 to 3.5%, but this isn't true. They modified how core inflation is calculated. They don't include food, they don't include fuel, they don't include heat for your home. You know, they include things like homeowners, you know, estimated rent. Like as a homeowner, how much would you charge yourself to rent this place? You know, like me at my house is worth, I don't know, I'll just throw a number out there, I'll take a guess, $250,000. How much would I rent, you know, a 3 or a 4 bedroom house for as a homeowner? Now, me being a little more swabby, I do some research and figure out where the market wants my home at. But you know, the average homeowner has no idea what rent's going for nowadays, and they'll just pop out a number and go, let's say $1,400 for a 3 or a 4 bedroom house, when we know here in Canada you can't even find a postage stamp for that kind of money. But they're basing it off of that. They're also basing it off of other things, like when they're looking at metals and all that, because they do look at metals. They kind of pick around and find out which one's the better mine to list as the mine that they're pulling and extracting these materials from. So they cherry pick all their numbers. So we know it's all BS. And what does it mean if Canada raised the interest rate? It means that they know for a fact that the inflation rate is still incredibly high. Now, here where I live in the province of Quebec, something very bothersome happened to me. I know this is going to sound silly maybe to some of you, but where I live, cases of 12 of pop are either $6.99 or $7.99. They were that 2.5 weeks ago. You go to the store now, and those cases of 12 are selling for $9.99 to $12.99. 2.4s were selling for $9.99, and now 2.4s are selling for $16.99 to $18.99. They literally put up the price of all of your favorite soda beverages in the province of Quebec where I live by like 50% overnight, like 50%. And they're saying that inflation isn't running hot. Well, I got news for you. That's not the only thing. Less than 6 months ago, I was able to buy a loaf of bread. I don't know what brands you guys have, but let's just go with D'Italiano, Dempster's, Pomme, which is a big brand here, Gildon, which is another big brand in Quebec, and Wonder Bread. I'm sure you fine American subscribers have all, I hope, heard of Wonder Bread. Originally, like here in Canada, we were able to buy those between $2.99 and $3.69 about 6 months to 8 months ago. Now the price on the cheapest loaf of like no-name bread, like garbage bread, excuse me, is $4.99. And your premium breads like the Italiano and Dempster's, they're like $5.99 to like $6.50, $7. It's absolutely insane. You know, so what's that for an increase? Well, we're talking 50 to 60%. It went up, and it went up like that in like a week. Same thing with things like maple syrup. You used to be able to buy a can of maple syrup last year. I make maple syrup. I craft it. I hand do it myself. I extract it from my own trees. I will show you guys how to do that. If you let me know you want that kind of content come March, April, I will gladly show you how the tree tapping is done, and I will talk about gold, silver, and other things while we do it. But yeah, maple syrup used to sell for $6.99 a can here, for a 500 milliliter can to $7.99. Once again, we're in the province of Quebec, which makes 80% of all the world's maple syrup. The price in the store now is $9.99 to $12.99. I believe it was $9.99 for light clear, and extra dark was like $12.99. Once again, another 40 to 60% increase. Now, this is just a few of the things that I've seen, and Canada's trying to get that crushed down by raising raising interest rates to slow inflation. Do I think they're going to win this battle? No, not unless they go a lot frickin' higher. How much higher? I'm saying at least if they start hiking in half points, 4 or 5 more hiking cycles, so 7 to 7.5%. If they're hiking in quarters, they might have to go to 7.5 to 8, because they don't do it fast enough. It won't have the desired effect, but that'll make all the banks implode. So, are they going to do it? I don't know if they have the. I don't know if they have the cojones to destroy the job sector and to destroy the banks in order to save the currency. But we will find out what they care more about. Do they care more about their dollar, or and keeping it strong and helping people like myself and you keep our buying power with the fiat paper money that they give us? Or do they care more about the banking systems and, inflate to, get out of your situation? I don't remember what that saying's called. Inflate to degrade, or inflate, I don't know. Anyways, so that's the first talking point I had. The next talking point I wanted to talk about is basically, I keep hearing all this stuff about the BRICS are going to slaughter us. Like, let's be clear here, like Canada, the US and the Western countries, we are not as weak and awful as everyone's making it out to sound. Yes, our money is garbage. We are destroying it. I'm not going to say that we're not, but we also need to bear in mind that right now, if you want to buy anything, you're buying it in American fiat dollars. I'm not saying the American currency is the strongest it's ever been. Boy, it sure as heck isn't. I will say that it's currently doing okay. Yeah, there was a this is the other thing I want to talk about, big, dollar index pullback. And like I was saying to my viewers there 7 days ago on the weekend there on Saturday, pull the trigger, get in, it's going up from here, and poof, did she go up, like 5% in a week. So anybody who wound up getting in on that buying spree there, once again, this is not financial advice. I am just a guy beside a river trying to make some content that hopefully you guys enjoy. But yeah, I'm just going to say it. I pretty much called that one. Now, what do I see happening coming forward with the Fed? The Fed's going to hike. Now, they might pause again. I really don't think they will, but they might pause again. But they have to hike. The core inflation's sticky. The jobs numbers are strong, like I said in the previous video. Jerome, the chosen one there, has everything he needs to raise his rates. He doesn't need too much of anything else for him to continue raising rates. What's that going to do? Well, it's literally going to drive a nail into some coffins of some banking facilities, and I don't know if he's going to hold or if he's going to hike, but With the numbers that he's getting, hiking is what he needs to do because he needs to show strength. The US dollar index went down. It's losing strength. That's what's been holding back the inflation monster down in the US a little bit, is the hiking cycle that's been going on. It's been putting pressure on things, but if the Fed does not start hiking again, excuse me, swallowed a bug, doesn't start the hiking cycle again, there's going to be some serious problems. And those problems are going to start creeping their heads up pretty soon. I don't see the U.S. making it much further than September before that inflation boogeyman, comes back and literally comes to haunt Jerome for not making proper financial choices. Now, what do I see happening to the U.S. dollar? I see it weakening over the next year. Like I've said in previous videos, they're not going to replace the U.S. dollar in a day. There has to be a little bit more shots across the bow. On contrary to what all these other doom channels are saying, the US dollar is not going anywhere in the next week or two, probably not even the next couple of years. But yeah, it's a real thing that you guys need to position yourselves out of. Saul, my bullion guy, has some really sweet deals on. I can't find certain things lower than Saul sells them for. Once again, not financial advice, do your own research. But if you get in contact with him at Gold and Silver Seekers Canada on Facebook, I'm sure he'd be happy to help you out. I was going to do a video with Saul this week. I told you all that, but when I went to Ottawa, I didn't go to Ottawa to see Saul. I went to Ottawa to grieve, and I was unable to do that. I had Bruce up at my house yesterday. We were going to do a video. We got sidetracked, we never got that put together. But I'm going to go down to Ottawa and see Saul. I don't know if any of you know who Numismatic Canada with Bruce is, but you should check him out. He's a really awesome guy. And I'm hoping to do a content collaboration with him. He left me a box of proof 1 ounce silver coins from all around the world to do a video on. I got to do some research on it because I don't know enough about the Magnificent 15 or the Magnificent 14. I can't remember what it was he said, to really be able to talk on it. But you've got Philharmonics in there and a proof coin. You've got some sweet proof coins from Rwanda and a couple of other countries that I've never seen before. Lithuania, there's a Ukrainian one in there. I really want you guys to see what's around the world, So I'm probably going to do a half-hour video. Maybe I can get into a conference call with Bruce and get him on, so we can talk about the coins one at a time, because Bruce's forte is definitely coin grading, anything you want to know about Canadian coinage. Stuff like that. Bruce is amazing. I watch his channel quite diligently. I'm more of a silver guy myself, I love my silver, but obviously numismatics are a thing, and Bruce is outstanding, and he offered to do some content with me. So I'm gonna step up to the plate and do some stuff with him, and I'm hoping to get Saul on soon. So those are the 3 points I wanted to talk about today. One being the Canada raised its interest rate by some to 5%. I wanted to talk about bang on the money with the silver going up in price, and I wanted to talk on my thoughts on the BRICS, which they're saying over and over that they're going to announce this gold-backed currency in August at the whatever the meeting is in Africa. That is not going to happen, and I'm going to tell you why. They're reading these newspaper articles, which are actually propaganda articles that have been put out by RT, Russia Today, and Russia's foreign minister and the newspaper are just trying to drive up people to think that that's going to happen. But this was just put out by a trashloid, basically from Russia, saying that it's going to happen. It didn't come from anybody official's mouth. They're saying the Russians said it, but they didn't. RT did. And when that was said, immediately the foreign affairs minister for India came out and said they're absolutely not going to ditch their currency. They're absolutely not going to bring out a currency that they're going to back with gold at this time. So basically, if you want to go with the hype that was said down in Africa, or if you want to go with the probably bigger, better bet, which is 1.4 billion people that live in India saying that they don't want to go to that yet, I would take the word of Prime Minister Moody's staff over some Russian tabloid. Not saying that the RT doesn't have good content, because I do watch some of their stuff, but when they run trash that just doesn't have anything backing it and try to make the world think that that's what's really happening, it's kind of like a trashloid at that point. So yeah, if you enjoy content like this, if you could do me a favor and click the like, share, and subscribe button, that would be great. And like I said, people are being unsubscribed from Canadian content that are in the US. I've noticed my subscriber count has gone down a little bit, which I'm not sure if that's just people unsubscribing or if that's the new Canadian C13 content filter coming to bite content creators in Canada in the butt. But yeah, I'm hoping to get some drive. And I'm really looking forward to talking to you all in the next video. But until next time, this is Canadian Stacker. Keep your thumb to the sky. Keep on being awesome. And, you know, have a great day. And if you can ever get up here to Davidson, Quebec and come and see us, I would love to take you and your family, or just you, down this river. And, you know, I would gladly film some content with you. You know, we could make a day of it. So until next time, keep stacking and keep on trying to be awesome.